by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
And welcome to What's on Your Mind with Josh and TJ. Today we're brought to you by Tireman's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Caldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hicks and Boss Drug Store, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Sales, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. Good afternoon, Josh. How are you?
Good afternoon, Thomas Jefferson. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It is a cold, blustery day out there.
I don't like it. I like the weather we had
I know you
last week.
So you and I get to do a lot of Thursday afternoon shows, that second hour sometimes, and we have a lot of fun with it, but we have something special today. So for anybody who's living under a rock and doesn't follow us on social and hasn't seen other stuff, we have an intern. She just started last week, Haley Bill.
Hi guys.
Hi, Haley. So
What's up?
Haley is Haley's here, and if you spend all of 5 minutes with Haley, you get to know what she's passionate about pretty quickly. She's passionate about agriculture. She's passionate about farming.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk with her all about the stuff that she's passionate about today. She is hijacking our show, TJ. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. I'll just make sure it's on the air. That's all.
That's your job.
That's my main job today.
That's right. So talk to me about your background, Haley. How did you get involved with this? And give me all the stuff about you.
Of course, yes. So I'm a first-generation agriculturalist. I didn't grow up on a farm. Actually, a lot of people kind of always think I do whenever, you first meet. Well, thank you. It's always, they think, I have the huge background in ag. And granted, I did grow up around agriculture, of course.
Right.
It's our leading industry in Fayette County, as well as Pennsylvania. But like I said, so I grew up around it, but never really completely involved in it, especially by myself,
Right.
As a young woman coming up through. I remember being in middle school and elementary school into middle school thinking it would be cool, to get some backyard chickens. And I told everyone I wanted to be a farmer when I grew up. And I've talked about this before, but I kind of got laughed at, and it was like a weird, idea for some to digest, but I stuck with it. And then as I came up through into middle school, I joined 4-H.
Okay.
In 2020, I started with egg and meat production poultry, and then I showed them for years and everything. I moved to production swine in 2023 as well as show swine, and then I started a non-milking herd of dairy goats here in 2024. And this year I'm looking, they're hopefully going to get bred, but this year in 2026 I'm looking into meat goat
All right, so
production.
let's pause for a second. Time out. So you do
Back
have,
up.
so your family was not a farming family.
No,
Until
no.
you started to show an interest in it.
Yeah, so I grew up whenever I was really, really young. We had some goats, actually the same breed I have now, but we had some goats and ducks and chickens, throughout my life, and then it just it faded out a little bit until I showed an interest in it, joined 4-H, like I said, started in poultry production, and from there it skyrocketed.
So is it just you on the Haley Bill farm doing this stuff, or has the whole family jumped on board the farming bandwagon?
Yes, it's been a family affair. My mom and my dad, they man the farm and stuff whenever I'm gone, all the time. So, but they're constantly, running with me to keep everything rolling. And my brother too. He doesn't have as much of an interest, which a little bit, disappointing.
I think I've seen him photobomb some pictures. He comes in with the cool Western look.
Yes,
he's got the vibes.
He does.
Okay.
He loves it sometimes. Especially Fair. He loves Fair Week, helping me out. Yes.
So you really got the ball rolling in your family. You did a lot of stuff, like you said, different shows. You had the herd of non-milking herd of, what's non-milking? It means what are you going to do with them?
They're just going to get bred. I have a mini Nubian and 2 Nigerian dwarf. I have 2 does and weather, so hopefully the weather's
they're for breeding and just taking care of, essentially living on your farm.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they will potentially help supply other people's milking goats.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
They're all registered. Yep. I mean, that's a really good lineage, you could say, of all of them, especially the does. So I'm hoping that I can, produce somebody some milking goats.
So before we move further past that too, I know this is something we talked about in the past, and we talked about it with our friend Sean Spiker. Shout out to Sean. He has a show with us in the spring and summertime. Hopefully you're listening, Sean. But we talked about meat production. It's something you're hoping to do this year. Talk about that, because I can't imagine, especially not being a farm girl to start out.
Yeah.
There is a connection that people have with animals.
Yes.
How has that been for you, and how have you dealt with that?
Oh, so it's kind of a double-ended sword here,
Yeah.
I say, because you jump from one end to another on the production scale. So with just for example, show swine, or this market show goat for this year. With your show animals, you have them for 4 or 5 months at a time from the time they're just say a piglet. So to be successful in the show at our fair, you have to have a bond with them. You have to have the animal trust you to get done what needs to get done in order
Right.
for, in the end, me to get a payday, So, unfortunately, you do grow a bond with those ones, but you kind of just know from day one that's going to happen. But on the other side, year round, I produce production swine. So, totally different breed, totally different game whenever you're talking, straight to slaughter kind of
Right.
deal.
You're caring for them, but the attachment's not there.
Yes, you don't. It's kind of just you're there to do what you need to do: vet them, feed them, everything like that, and then haul them to butcher because it's waiting at the end is a payday.
Right.
So that I don't have an issue with that. It's pretty
The
much.
show animals is a little different.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. Especially
I'm sure it's
you get
hard.
good
I
ones.
mean, I'm not like necessarily a crier.
Yeah.
But I think if I was close to an animal all year and then had to go through that, I would
Yeah.
definitely feel emotional.
Oh, for sure. I'm not a crier either, definitely. But this year at the fair, I had Delta was her name, my
Yeah.
pig. She was a good one. So
Yeah.
we a
So you
tear was
had,
shed
you
that
had some
day.
feelings, right?
Yes.
And I think that's probably a good thing. I think that shows that you care, and that's how you, like you said, you develop that bond.
Yeah,
So,
it's because some people do have that on farmers and say in the stock world that we don't care for the animals and we just are there to get them out and do what we need to do with them. But that's not true.
Right.
Like we were saying, especially with show, you have
right.
to. You
and
have to.
I think even with like the production animals too, if you're say you have a line of animals that are in there, you're feeding them and all that stuff, but like you said, vetting them too,
Yep.
making sure if one of them has an issue, you're caring for
Yeah.
them still.
You don't wanna see
You're
them
not
suffer, no.
right. You're not emotionally connected. You're not gonna let them suffer
No.
one way or the other. They
No.
are a living thing.
It is, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's you're in it, to make money and to supply pork. To I have some buyers and things. So it is, if that animal goes down because I choose to not vet it and choose to not care for how it needs to be cared, then there goes my check too. So
Yeah.
it's a fine line.
So all this kind of built up to you, and you became the Fair Queen.
I did. I was the 24 Fayette County Fair Queen, which actually gave me a start to my internship here at
It did.
WMBS. But that was a great year. That was a record-setting year. I'm speechless for all the time. It was over 2,500 miles across the state. I traveled advocating for our county's agriculture and our county fair. It was a really great year.
Yeah, and
so
that's
many
when
connections.
also when you started the blessing boxes too.
Yes, the 5 countywide blessing box project. That's still keeping me on my toes. Oh boy, it's
And
quite the
and I see
undertaking.
them everywhere. And if you live in this community, you probably have seen them too.
Yep.
And you can always help out by dropping off non-perishable items into those boxes.
Yeah.
We're looking for donations to
We
keep
are,
them stocked.
for sure, especially this winter. They've been getting hit heavy, so
Yeah.
it's a great thing. It's been a lot to keep up on.
Absolutely. And like you said, from the fair, we had a chance to have you come on and join us a couple of different times last year.
Yeah.
And then this year at the fair, when we chatted, we had a chance to kind of just throw it out there and be like, hey, you want to come work with us? And you called us back and said yes.
I did. I remember that. It was on with Sean. We were all there, and you guys kind of threw that out. And at the time, it was like, well, I'm just giving up my crown, the animals, and settling everything down, ready to start senior year. And then a few months later, I did. I shot
Yeah.
you a call, and was it still on the table? And it was. So
Yeah.
here
So
we
talk
are.
about that. So I know that you're a high school student at Albert Gallatin.
Yep.
You go to CTI as well.
I do, yep.
So what is happening with you now? What's going to happen this spring and summer, and then what are your plans after that?
Yeah, so June, I guess summer, I will graduate from the Fayette CTI and AG High School. I study ag production and science, I'm sure, obviously, at the CTI. But I'll graduate from my CTI and the high school in June. And then from there, we're focused on the fair and everything. So I have a production or a market swine and a market goat this year at the fair. So hopefully I have a good turnout with those for as far as summer goes. And then, of course, spend some time here, I
Yep.
think, till
Yep.
July or so. And then in August, I'm headed to Ohio State ATI, the College of Ag, for agricultural communications. So,
And that's how she ties in here, folks.
Yes,
because
that's- yeah.
the communication piece, that's obviously what we do. We don't do agriculture here, but we support agriculture. We appreciate everything that she brings to the table, and it's exciting to have you. Have you enjoyed the first week and a half of your
yeah,
internship?
actually, it's a little over a week now. I have. It's been great.
Yeah.
It's awesome getting to see, how AgCom is such a big part in everyone's life every every day and getting to show everyone else that. So, you know, I have a huge passion, obviously, for showing behind the scenes and what actually goes into ag. So it's been really great so far.
It's true. I mean, so Haley works up in my office area, and like today, something happened on the national level, well, yesterday, and she like just slides me like a 2-page outline just in case we have to talk about it because she's passionate about ag.
Yeah, it's important. It is, you know, for everyone to know what actually goes on. There's so many myths and things that circulate, and that bothers me, you know, so everyone needs to know the truth and what actually is the background of ag.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that our boss, Brian Rozak upstairs, is excited because Ohio State, that's his school. So
go Buckeyes.
That's right. He'll be happy with that. If you want to call in, you have a question for Haley, you have a question about anything that she's doing or agriculture in Fayette County, you can. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line is 724-438-4593. But we're going to keep going here. And one of the things that we kind of outlined with your internship is an AG demo.
Yeah.
And you want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing with that.
Yeah, so I have a couple bullet points here of just what, you know, we went over and some things I've brainstormed for these new ag demos. But to explain to everyone, make sure I'm getting it right, it's going to be a 3-minute segment covering hot and important topics in agriculture affecting Americans. We're going to talk about topics that might be beneficial to your start in agriculture, just like mine 6 years ago now. Filling you in about the background of the food on your table, super important, and a fresh view from a first generation women in ag to inform the public about the importance surrounding agricultural education. So that kind of ties to AgCom a little bit. I'm a huge advocate for ag education. Like we'd said before, it's just important to know the background and what actually goes into it. So if there's any ideas, I guess you put them in the comments.
Yeah,
Facebook,
put
is
them in
that
the
how it
comments.
works? I can get on there and look later on. But if you have any ideas or suggestions about what you might want to hear, what you think is important for us to cover in these demos, that's going to be in the next couple months, weeks.
We're going to be working on it. She and I are going to be working on it together, and we're excited about it.
Yeah.
So essentially, what it's going to be basically like those infomercial type things. But Haley's going to bring you some hot topics across the world of ag that relate to you and can kind of help you. And that'll be something that we debut later this spring, and then run throughout the spring and summer, even into the early fall. Is
I'm
the kind of the plan.
excited. Yeah.
It's exciting, and we also need a name for the show.
We do. I had a couple yesterday. I was looking. Ag in 180 seconds is 3 minutes. That's a good one.
Ag in 180.
Yes,
I like it.
Ag in 180. But I need something catchy. So if anybody has any suggestions, please put them in the comments because I'm open to them. So anything fun, first generation, woman in ag, anything like that.
Right.
So,
We definitely need something fun, something catchy. We want to make sure that people are seeing it, picking up on it.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea for the name of the agricultural show with Haley here on WMBS, let us know. AJ,
Please.
do you have TJ, Angry AJ, which is another nickname I have.
I'll come up with something.
AJ, the ag guy.
There you go.
No, we're not making the show about you.
I did it all.
See, she knows. She already knows. She's been here just like a little over a week, and she just said, I did it all because that is what AJ says no matter what happens.
I'll think of something creative.
Okay. All right. That's
Put it in
good.
the comments.
We want, put it in the
Put it in the
comments.
comments.
Okay.
So we got a couple minutes before we get to our first commercial break, so we can get started into what is going to be basically one of our main topics today.
Yeah, so now that we've covered a little bit about the intern here
Yeah.
and the ag demos, which was a huge thing we were wondering about, today we're going to talk about an intro to beef prices. So not to be confused with a demo or two that's going to be covered on beef prices across the United States more heavily.
Right.
I'm super excited to kind of dive into, I love learning the why, what behind this in the market is driving these changes. So that's what those are going to be heavily. But today we do have a really great kind of surface scratching of beef prices across the United States. So as of lately, the beef prices across the U.S. have been noticeably on the rise. So to give everyone an idea of where these increases are starting, we're going to talk about the surface of things happening. Look for the beef prices demo to come. So to start here, how much time do we have? I don't want to.
You got a couple minutes, yeah.
So to start, to kind of put this in perspective for everyone quickly, there are 4 major companies that control 80 to 85% of the United States beef market. So that beef market that they're controlling is including prices and production that they can kind of tweak and control on. Those 4 companies include Tyson Foods, Cargill, JBS USA, and National Beef Packing Plants. So those are national companies, and then we're going to talk about where in Pennsylvania that kind of comes into
Yeah.
turn at, and why, everyone kind of is just going to say, well, yeah, at the store they're up, but here in PA it's not going to trickle down to us. Like, we're going to talk about some big stuff happening in Nebraska, but why does that affect us?
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And I
yeah.
think that what can be relevant for all of our listeners too is there's nobody that beef prices hasn't impacted.
Yeah.
If you are a beef eater,
Oh, for
you will
sure.
have noticed it. I love a good burger as much as the next guy. I still will buy beef even at the elevated prices. But we talked the
Yeah.
other day. I made tacos recently and I bought ground turkey.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
still really good, but it didn't taste exactly the same. It was a little bit different,
Yeah.
but it was basically half the price.
Exactly.
And that's
And I
why
hope-
I did it.
Yeah, I hope to look into that with the beef demo that, pork, especially, and turkey are actually the two major proteins on the rise whenever these beef prices are skyrocketing.
Right.
Everyone is turning to turkey and pork and things. So
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's-
we'll get into that. Oh, we have a caller on hold. Do we want to do that before the break, TJ? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do it before the break.
Get your
then we'll take
headset
our
here.
Oh,
break.
it's like a mystery.
I know.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
This is Ronald J. Berry. How are you?
Ron Barry, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I just want to say welcome to Haley. Okay?
Hi, thank you.
And listen, when you said you were in high school, I never would have believed it because you sound like you're a seasoned veteran.
She is.
Oh, thank you.
And you know what? As a vocational instructor myself at Connellsville,
Okay.
thank you for showing that tech school students can and do go to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because so many people think that they don't.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
so welcome to WMBS, and hopefully you're there on a Tuesday. I'll get to meet you.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
She'll be here this
But,
Tuesday, Ronald. Actually, we were
but
talking
very,
about it.
very impressive. She's very bright, very articulate. Sounds like a seasoned veteran. So, young lady, you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the call, Ron. Appreciate it.
All right,
We'll
gentlemen.
see you
We'll see you
soon.
later.
Bye, Ronald.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice call from our friend Ron Barry. You can always count on him, TJ. He's a good guy.
He's the man.
He is the man. We appreciate you, Ron. And we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with Haley Bill here on What's on Your Mind on WMBS.
Pizza Kings in Connellsville is your go-to lunch and dinner spot with a full menu of mouth-watering pizzas and so much more. Using a deck oven helps our pizzas stay extra crisp. So if you haven't tried a slice lately, what are you waiting for? From our 50-slice King Carnivore to veggie pizzas and even pickle pizzas, Pizza King has the pie to match your taste. Pizza Kings, 1046 Morrell Avenue in Connellsville. Call 724-626-8343 or visit pizzakingswithaz.com.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Happy New Year! Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in!
John Clinton with Dominic Carbone from your 7-time President Award-winning Ford of Uniontown. Dominic, Happy New Year to you.
Hey, JC, to you as well. Let me tell you how we are going to get this new year started off right. Take up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 F-150 STX and take up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2026 Explorer.
Dang, Dom, that's a deal. Listen, we have great offers on all of our new models. And check this out, leasing is back. Lease offers have gotten significantly better, so stop, click, or call to get all of the details.
pre-owned, you know we got them. We have over 60 in stock. Most are certified with factory warranty and competitive rates.
We are continuing to offer mobile service, online maintenance appointments, and our very popular pickup and delivery option. Your car knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's, or check us out at FordofUniontown.com. Offers include all applicable incentives. Sale ends February 2nd.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for
Well,
you.
JJ, you know what they say?
You mean Happy New Year?
Nope, they say New Year, New Ears.
I honestly never heard anyone say that, ever.
Well, at Henry & Stewart Audiology, they are focused on helping their communities hear and live better, so New Year, New Ears.
I am pretty sure Dad is writing these commercials.
Also true.
Remember, in Uniontown, Carmichaels, and Connellsville, Henry & Stewart Audiology is here to help you hear the new year. Locally owned and operated since 1978. Contact us at 724-439-4380 today.
All right, welcome back to What's on Your Mind with Josh and Haley and TJ today. It's going well so far.
It is going well. You having a good time?
I'm always having a good time.
Are you learning a lot back there?
I'm learning. I don't know anything about beef or beef prices.
Hopefully by the end of this you do. We'll see.
I may make a statement or here at some point.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So where are we at? We had just talked about the four major suppliers.
Yeah, and to recap, your four major suppliers, which are controlling 80 to 85% of the United States beef market, are Tyson Foods, Cargill, JBS USA, and National Beef. So, Josh, I don't know about you, but Tyson Foods, we kind of bring a lot to our food supply, so we kind of recognize them with a lot of poultry.
Yeah, I think the first thing I think is chicken.
Yeah, a lot of chicken. So it's kind of surprising to everyone that they actually have beef packing plants. That's a huge part of their just their company in general. So yeah, nationwide though, everyone kind of relies on them. Tyson, it's a huge name. And no one thinks on the surface that they're actually just engaging in a worldwide game of controlling consumer prices, which is their goal. So everyone thinks we can trust them because they're a producer by instinct, but we actually can't. And today we're going to talk a little bit about
That's
why.
really interesting.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this, and if you know, so these places, they're packing the beef. Are they getting it from then all kinds of suppliers and farmers all over the country and the world, both?
Yeah, so usually how the cattle market runs is, you have your calves and things born, they turn into yearlings, and then from there they go on to feedlots to be finished. Finished, per se, is a cattle market term. So they're finished on these feedlots, and then they do in mass quantities get shipped to these packing plants. And that's where we're going to talk about what these packing plants do and don't bring a little bit. But yeah, so they're the ones that are just, they say packing, but slaughter and
so
quite literally
the whole
packing.
Process of
it. Yep.
But they're being raised potentially by farmers that are
on major feedlots.
Major ones. Obviously, none of these places are going with the mom and pop place that have 50 or 100 head of cattle.
Yes. This, you're going to have to be up in the bigger, at least hundreds of head of cattle. A lot of these feedlots take place, they're industrial, Texas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, things like that. Some more out west, kind of not around here. But it doesn't mean it doesn't affect us.
I'm ready.
So why can't we seem to trust a local farmer down the road if we're trusting companies just say such as Tyson? So that's because a lot of us see a price tag bumped up to a few dollars just to make the farmers ends meet. While they absolutely cannot compete with major packers' pricing, which we're going to talk about. So it might seem that way, that the local farmers are charging you more because you can feel good and you can justify that it's local beef. And that definitely, as a producer myself, that definitely does play a huge role in the marketing end of it. But ultimately, in long term, these major companies such as Tyson are actually bumping up the market price on all factors of beef production that we talked about and are continuing to cut out the producer, which is the small farmer.
Okay.
So what we're doing as consumers is basically engaging in a game of playing the middleman. So major companies like Tyson and Cargill, packing plants like that, we're allowing them to take back control of the market, and we indeed cannot trust them forever.
Yeah, I would like to interject a statement.
Yeah, we're ready for your statement.
You ready for this?
Yes.
This is on the record.
Okay.
Local beef has always tasted better, and I feel better knowing that it was raised locally. How about that intelligent statement?
That sounds. It's a very intelligent. For you, that's a miracle.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it, TJ.
I will second that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever had like Cow Patty Eats is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Had one of their smash burgers. You have that as opposed to a frozen patty from a fast food place.
Oh my goodness.
The difference is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The food tastes so much better.
I had a burger from there as well.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
It where was it?
It was Story Square.
The Story Square
Yep.
remote. It was really good. Yes.
Yeah.
So you can
Mm-hmm.
definitely taste the difference, and also there is I'm sorry, with the way the world is, there's a peace of mind knowing that it's somebody you know down the road that you trust.
Yeah.
That raised the animal.
And yes, and that's not just a guilt factor. Everyone, these prices of a few dollars increase is not a guilt factor.
But it has to keep, you have to sustain your business.
Because packing plants don't have all these extra costs that farmers have locally. So
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm going to give you an example completely off the grid. So there is a bread maker in Uniontown. I like bread. Good bread.
Yeah.
He makes sourdough bread. His loaves are $15 a loaf.
Mm-hmm.
That is very expensive compared to a sourdough loaf I can buy at Giant Eagle for $4 or $5.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic,
Yes.
and I know he's working
Your peace
hard,
of mind,
and
right?
I'm fine with giving him that extra money to keep him going in his endeavor.
And you
It's
know
the
it's
same
on your
kind of
body.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, and that comes to our food pyramid that I researched.
All right, I know.
But yeah, no, that peace of mind of what you're putting in your body and everything. I'm still laughing at my food pyramid.
He always laughs.
Everything like that. But gosh, we don't need to get into how carbs and whole grains move to the bottom of the food pyramid. Just released January 7th of this year. It completely flipped upside down, but that's for extra time.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Anyways, back to the beef market.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about some new news here of lately. In Lexington, Nebraska, that we were just talking about, a Tyson beef processing plant that employed roughly 3,200 people in that small town, actually,
Right.
Is shutting down due to a low cattle supply. That's a little bit scary.
Yes.
So you're going to kind of find yourself wondering, how do these plants actually control anything? I feel like in America we have this idea that, it all happens, but we just sit here and we continue to get supply and we continue to pay and eat it. But it's going to trickle down to us at some point. And we need to know, you have to know what's actually going on.
Right.
So large plants such as Tyson, like the one in Lexington, Nebraska, rely on a tactic called vertical integration, which by definition is when a company takes control of multiple stages in its supply chain, from raw material procurement to customer sales. So that's everything in between also included, which is packing. So in simplified terms, because I had to look up that to really understand what this is meaning, but in simplified terms, these large companies would rather bring in imported beef rather than domestically raised beef. So imported beef would be anything like we've been importing lately, which is outraging ranchers such as the ones, Peru, Brazil, Argentina. Those have been huge imports as of lately. And domestic raised beef is beef raised here in America.
Okay. So how does that happen, though? So when we start importing it, is it because there's a lack of supply, though? Is that why it's happening?
Yes. So when our cattle market or our cattle supply is down so hard that we're going to get to,
That's when they start to rely on.
Yes, you start to rely on these imports, which we're going to talk about is great to do. And American ranchers are outraged because that's not helping them like you imagine it would be. It's
so
not
there's
really
other
filling a
ways to
void.
potentially support them and help them.
Yes.
That is not that.
Exactly. It's not filling any void at all. So doing so, bringing in imported rather than domestically raised beef is much cheaper as far as raising and slaughtering, everything in between, which gives these major meat packers a ton of flexibility to raise their profit margins and gain back control of the market. So that basically said is these corporations aren't paying as much for imported cattle, but continue to raise prices. So if you're here at the prices and here at what they're paying, whatever's left in the middle is a huge extended profit for them to build their control upon, and that's how we lose control of the market as a consumer.
That makes good sense. We have another call, so
Okay,
get our
let's hear
headphones
it.
out of here again.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking with Mark from Republic.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm here watching edition, listen to about the beef prices. Yeah, I'm not a big eater of beef.
Okay.
Because I have to admit, chicken and tuna is cheaper.
Yeah, it is, and those are viable alternatives, and that's what we're talking about. I mean, the beef prices, though, have steadily been increasing on us now for a couple of years.
Yeah. I bought a steak a couple of months ago at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
It was $19. I forget how many pennies a pound, but it was almost it's almost $20.
Yeah,
it's rough. It's definitely hard, and upon this research I was doing for today's show, I found a lot of information that I'm going to bring up in the beef demos coming, that a lot of packers, especially around the holidays for Christmas time, and then come summer barbecue season, they're backstocking your beef. So I hate to break it to you, but that beef you got at Walmart probably was not slaughtered within the last.
So it's old.
Recent, yeah. They're flash freezing it technically, but it's backstocked to keep up with the consumer demand. So that's all the more reason to support local farmers.
This is why it's exciting, Mark, to have Haley here. She can teach us this stuff, and then we'll take it out and know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things is now this is maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but I saw a story on the national news about the farmers down in Texas, how a lot of them were older. They were in their 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yep.
Because of the droughts down there, they gave up their raising cattle. A lot of them have just quit, and there were no young ones behind them. And I remember they said if you want to start her, it would take at least 5 years before you would make a profit.
It does, and it's so funny you bring that up, because actually that's coming up here in the next few minutes. Is all about the factors affecting the market and the farmers. You know what's actually happening, and that drought was a huge one that we're going to talk about here in a minute. Yeah, that's awesome. There,
on top of it, Mark.
That.
Look at that.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the little slices of beef that I get to make. I make like a hamburger out of it. Like I say, a hot dog thing kind of thing.
I understand.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to know. Start buying it.
That's right. That's your own little. That's your own little secret ingredient.
Right. Bye.
Well, thanks, Mark. Bye.
Thank you.
That's another good call.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he acknowledges, what's going on, and he's keeping up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do want to shout out our friend Sean Spiker from Farm Sitters Field Notes. He said hello on Facebook. So hello, Sean. We're glad you're listening. We hope you're having a good day. Maybe you're riding around with your buddy the goat in the car, and the things that he does.
Yeah, that's normal.
With his little rice patty hat on. That's our guy.
That's normal, yeah.
I know. All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Jumping back in, I have a fun fact after that little bit of disappointing news there.
Yeah.
A fun fact, roughly 13% of beef Americans eat is actually imported. That 13% mainly consists of ground beef. So your cuts like steak and tenderloin, not as much yet until they gain total control. The cuts like steak and tenderloin are a majority cut, which most of the packing plants here in the United States are cutting for us. But ground beef, not as much. That's actually getting shipped over.
Yeah.
So your burger probably isn't from the United States unless it's local.
It probably reduces the freshness of it, too.
Oh.
And I mean, again, look, I'm not even saying that somebody who has a farm in Peru or wherever isn't doing a fine job. They very well may be.
No, of course.
But by the time it gets on a ship and then it gets here and it gets unpacked and restocked and everything, there's a lot of time in there, and that's part of it, too.
That's where the issue lays. Yeah. Yes, it's not that they're not doing what they need to be, but it just, it's the time thing. Whenever, down the road, you could have it a couple weeks later.
Yeah, exactly.
But, moving right down. So how does this affect us in Pennsylvania? So to start, it's important to acknowledge that the U.S. is at our lowest cattle supply since 1951, which we were kind of talking about with Mark. Pennsylvania produces 475.4 million pounds just in 2023 of the nation's beef supply.
So we're actually pretty involved.
Yeah, we're very involved in beef production. So beef production tends to follow a cycle that lasts about 10 years, but can range from 8 to 12 years depending on factors such as drought or feed costs, which we were just talking about. We're more going to heavily cover why of those factors in beef demos to come. I don't have time to get into all that.
I know.
We were talking about in Texas the droughts and things, so that's a huge factor in the beef market.
Yeah.
So it might seem irrelevant here in Uniontown or Fayette County, but the Tyson packing plant in Lexington, Nebraska that's shutting down, they process approximately 4.8% of the total daily U.S. beef slaughter.
That's a lot.
It's impressive. And that translates to about 5,000 head of cattle per day.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's really impressive.
Wow.
So because of that high rate, the plant plays a significant role in the beef supply chain, contributing heavily to the overall beef production in the United States. That's where we're getting affected. It's coming down the line, and it actually is.
And that place has now closed, or it is closing?
I think they're in the process. Yeah, it was reversed, the decision, and then now they're in the process of closing.
Okay.
3,200 employees are getting
tough.
laid off.
And that's tough, too. That's all part of it, too.
Is.
This stuff, in addition, it helps keep our economies going. We got another call.
Oh, okay.
You're popular.
Wow.
Right.
We'll do our call and then our last break. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Hey, this is Skipper.
Hey, Skipper. Hey, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm really enjoying this show.
Thanks.
I listen a lot. I love Ron Berry because he's just so fun.
He is a good guy.
Fun stuff. More informational that you get to learn. At 65, I'm learning off of this young lady.
Oh, right, me too. So much.
I just want to say, and did she say you're a local person?
I am. I'm from Smithfield. Yep.
And what's your last name?
Bill. Bill.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, you probably know the Diamonds and everybody else around there.
I do. Yep.
Yeah, so they're all good people. I know a lot of them in that way because I lived in Point Marion, so I know everybody in Fairchance.
Oh, okay. They're big with the dairy industry. I love the Diamonds. Yep.
Yes, and they always used to be out the fair. I love the Fayette County Fair. My wife, we go to the Saturday the mud bog, but we always go through and look at everybody's cows and pigs.
And,
and then you go into the arena where they're auctioning them off.
Oh,
like Paul Haynes is a great friend of mine, and Joe Hardy. I worked up there, and he used to buy a lot of stuff out of there.
He bought my pig this year, actually.
There you go.
Say that again.
He bought my pig this year. Yep.
Well, good.
Joe Hardy. Yep.
Hey, now I don't want to make this political because I usually talk political, but I'm going to. So, some of the things I brought up in the past on this talk show was about how they bought up the Smithfield Ham Company. I think it was China. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
I am somewhat familiar. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They bought up so much of the pork industry, and she was talking about the prices, and and I don't know how that how they come into play with all this. And then also, they're buying up all the beef in Texas, all the land down there. And I'm really disturbed about it. It's been going on for quite a while, and I'm just concerned about that. So I didn't know if she had any insight. Maybe not.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your call, Skipper. We're going to.
All right, God bless you.
Yep. God bless you too. Yeah. We'll get into it here for a second.
So I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and there's so many things, and you and I actually even talked about if we had any political type calls in advance of the show, and it's just too hard to necessarily know exactly from our perspective. There's a lot of things that seem like this, and maybe it's not, and maybe it's that. The bottom line is there's ways that we can take a proactive approach to try to help our farmers eat healthy, all those things, and do our best to help. But we don't always have all the answers necessarily.
No, and that's for sure, especially in our county. We aren't in Texas. You know what I mean? And that is such a huge thing. But I think what that comes down to is just being able to be bought out because the mom and pop farmers can't make it on their own. So how we can affect that, and what I can tell you on that topic, is just to support the local farmers, and that's how you can change that. Genuinely, further than that though, but
it's not worth. Sometimes the political stuff is not worth even diving into because it's so beyond the scope that we can even.
So much that we don't know.
There's so much. I mean, what other countries are doing, what our country's doing, how those things are interplaying with each other. The bottom line is, if you have the opportunity to go buy some beef from a local farmer, that's going to be good no matter what.
Helping everybody.
At the end. So we're going to get in our last break here, and we'll come back with Haley Bill on What's on Your Mind on WMBS.
Another chance to win big with WMBS and the PA Lottery is going on now through January 31st. Just be the 6th caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear and win $30, $1, $500 a week for life PA Lottery scratch-off tickets. With the Pennsylvania Lottery's new $500 a week for life scratch-off, the $500 just doesn't happen this week. It happens week after week after week. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. Must be 18 years or older. Please play responsibly.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more. Because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Voted best in Fayette auto service and tires, Tireman's Auto Garage is the place to go for used tires. Worried about your tires passing state inspection or winter driving? Tireman's Auto Garage has used tires, just $25 per tire, mounted and balanced to meet state inspection requirements. Whatever your tire needs, new or used, the cheapest prices and the best service are at Tireman's Auto Garage, with ACIMA leasing and SNAP financing available. Fully licensed and insured, Tireman's also offers tire recycling service. Top automotive specialists, Tireman's services include diagnostic service, alignments, oil changes, state inspections, batteries, brakes, rotors, and more. Driven by Tireman's Auto Garage lately? You've probably seen the 2, 4, and 6-seater golf carts that are for sale, with ACIMA leasing available, or ask Joe and Kim about rentals. Tireman's Auto Garage, Mill Street, with $25 used tire specials, new tires, golf carts, and more. Call 724-425-9606.
WMBS High School basketball coverage is proudly sponsored by the law firm of Goodwin Como. Voted Fayette County's best attorney, Benjamin F. Goodwin and the award-winning Goodwin Como team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for nearly 2 decades. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, property matters, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation when it matters most. With 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon, visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice. Feeling lucky? Your next big jackpot is waiting for you. Visit the casino at Nemacolin in Farmington, PA for the ultimate casino experience featuring the hottest table games, daily promotions, big-time giveaways, and an exciting variety of premium slots. And after, celebrate your big win with a juicy burger at the Royale while you watch the big game. Hotel packages available. Visit CasinoNemacolin.com for more information. The Casino at Nemacolin. Game on. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Having Hicks and Buzz Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. Hicks and Buzz also offers free prescription delivery, mail-out service for snowbirds, and dependable courteous service, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Hicks and Buzz Drugstore at 304 Morgantown Street, phone 724-437-2828. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday at Hicks and Buzz Drugstore of Uniontown.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings. WMBS.
All right, we have about 4 minutes left as we wrap up our show here today. Good show today.
It's been a great show. It's been a great show. Before Haley's going to hammer in the end of this here real quick, but I'm going to shout out Ed Walensky. Thanks for listening. Shout out to Kelly Trott, Adventures with Kelly. Looking forward to the farmers market again this year, Kelly. And to all those that are commenting on Facebook, thanks for engaging with us.
Yeah.
Haley.
Okay, we're back at it. So we just talked about before the break what the Tyson plant in Nebraska did and how that affected us. So now to kind of tie back into that, this is expected to cause tightening supplies and drive up prices for consumers even more this year. So according to industry data, the USDA says that the price of beef today is nearly 12 times what it was 50 years ago.
Wow.
Some people probably attest to that. Meanwhile, the cut of that price going to the actual farmer, the producer, has dramatically decreased, which is terrible. And that's terrible.
Yeah.
So if this still seems a little bit irrelevant to us here in Uniontown, let's look at something called the Pennsylvania perspective. So there are 18 industrial meat packers in our state of all different companies.
Okay.
3 of which are part of the Big Four that we talked about across the United States. Those 3 companies that are the Big Four but are here in Pennsylvania are Cargill, JBS, and National Beef Packing Plants. So they're local. They're closing in. Mm-hmm. What is happening in Nebraska is a strategic shutdown method used by major packers to increase profits, which we had talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all the more reason to support local farmers instead. By doing this, you help take control of the supply chain back and help turn lower prices overall for Americans nationally. So, a brief outlook before we close here. USDA says after reaching a low point in the cattle cycle in 2025, U.S. cattle inventories are expected to rise to 91.6 million head in 2034. Low supplies in 2026 is projected to drive prices to a record high before falling back through 2031 and then starting a new climb through 2034. So, with that being said, don't expect a price drop anytime soon. In fact, you can expect a continued rate to level out or a slight rise in the summer months to come because of the large role that beef does play for cookout season in summertime. So, on the beef demos to come, look for what tariffs did and things like that to affect this change and how it affected farmers and ranchers more deeply.
Look at that.
That was my spill.
That was good. She
That's
got it all in.
That's all I have.
We got a minute and a half left, but that
time to spare.
That's great stuff, and I think that it's really interesting. I think people are engaged because it is interesting, and like you said, don't look for it to come down anytime soon. It's probably going to keep rising.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed it doesn't, but I think for sure it's going to stay level and definitely rise. Every year, no matter what the market's doing, it rises in the summer because of cookouts, but I think the part that we do have 3 out of the big 4 major meat packers are here in Pennsylvania. Yeah. They have a factory here in PA. That's crazy. Out of the 18 industrial packers that we do have, the big 4 are here, and they're closing us in. So that's kind of crazy.
So we got 45 seconds, and then those 45 seconds, there's a tradition that TJ and I do every show. We roast our friend Elbow Parsley.
We should let the intern.
We should let her roast.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Hi, Elbow.
You've known him for like a week now. He's easy to roast, isn't he?
I'm sorry, he is. We love you, Elbow.
We love you, Elbow, but you're probably sleeping, so you're not listening anyway. But yeah, he's a total train wreck and a disaster, but we love him.
I'm missing Pizza Friday tomorrow.
I know.
We'll roast him for that.
We'll roast him for that too.
I'm eating your piece.
There you go. That's what's going to happen. Well, Haley, this has been a great show. Thanks for coming on and joining us.
Yeah, of course.
You've been listening to What's on Your Mind with TJ and Josh on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM, and it is now 3 o'clock.
How perfect.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.